All right, hello and welcome to your local weather update a little later tonight because I want to go over a few more models and because it is Saturday night. I tend to get back later. But anyway, you can see, yeah, we had a lot of haze, the smoke again, and a lot of high clouds. A very yucky looking sky today, obviously. Though at least it seemed like there was just a little bit less smoke in the air. We go and we look at some of our observations in the area. You'll see that there was better visibility. So here. We're going to be covering local weather in this weather update, as well as the month looking back at June. So, islip 72, dew point 64. You'll see we have 10-mile visibility, so the visibility has now improved. The air quality alert is supposed to expire tonight, so we should be done with at least the worst of this smoke. And you can see temperatures generally are in the low 70s outside, and on New Jersey also low 70s. We'll go and look at our highs for the day on here, and you'll see generally low 80s, even in Jersey. Pretty much low 80s. You have to go way inland to be higher than that. So close to normal, low 80s, lows in the mid 60s. Though it did get down to 55 at West Hampton. Let's see. I do see a 71 at LaGuardia. Not surprising. That's probably similar to my alley, probably. Let's let's look at the month in review here for islip for June. All right, so here we go. Our average maximum high was 75.7. The normal 77.2, 1.5 degrees below normal. The average low 59.3. It's supposed to be 60.9. Again, 1.6 degrees below normal. So that gives us a mean of 67.5, which is 1.5 degrees below normal. So that's about 1.5 degrees below normal. And normally we have 2 degrees, 2 days of days near 90. So we didn't get any of that today. I'm in June. So let's go look at Central Park's climate review for June. And the normal, again, below normal, 77.7 was the average maximum at Central Park. Normal 79.7. That's 2 degrees below normal. Average minimum 62.3. Normally supposed to be 64.4. 2.1 degrees below normal. And a mean of 70. Normally 72. 2 degrees below normal. So 2 degrees below normal. Generally, so 1.5 to 2 degrees below normal and usually we're not below normal. So that's what's kind of unusual about this. And I'll just throw New Jersey in here as well. And see what their departure was, and they were negative. They were 1.1 degrees below normal in Jersey, though obviously Jersey always being the warmest. But generally speaking, all the sites were below normal, and precipitation obviously well below normal for the month, as you see there. Normally at islip, if you look at islip, we're supposed to see 4 inches of rain. We only got 1.90 inches of rain. That's over 2 inches below normal for precipitation. So dry and below normal for the month. Even though it seemed like we had a lot of days with rain chances and clouds, not much rain actually fell. Let's go take a look at the forecast as we go into tomorrow. It's all I'm going to cover here in this local weather update. So let's go to the HRRR here. And there were a couple of models that I wanted to wait for to get in. We'll first start with the HRRR. Obviously, we are going to see some rain chances tomorrow. In the early morning hours, there could be a chance of rain. And the threat that I'm more concerned about as we get into the evening, that we could see some thunderstorms around. Though the HRRR is looking less impressive than it was. It's only showing some very widely scattered activity with this low kind of passing off. And then we'll have another chance for some storms on Monday. Maybe that day will be a little more active. We haven't really seen that many thunderstorms here on Long Island. It's been relatively disappointing, to say the least, the severe season. Looking at the NAM is a little more impressive, and it shows, again, a little bit of a different look to it, but it does have a couple of strong storms, perhaps, out east. We'll have to see if we can get into this. We'll have to see what happens if we can get some storms going, and then another chance on Monday. But we're going to look at some of the parameters in the atmosphere. Only go back to the HRRR, and we'll go to the 0Z HRRR. And we'll go and look at our dew points. So obviously the humidity is coming up. You're going to feel more humidity tomorrow. Today the dew points are generally in the mid-60s. Tomorrow they're going to be in the low 70s. So it's going to be a lot more humid tomorrow. and there's going to be a pretty strong southerly wind as well. That sea breeze will help maybe keep the thunderstorms at bay, but then again, we have a lot of humidity in the air. The atmosphere is all juiced up, and it will be juiced up again on Monday. Looking at your air temperatures, tonight we're probably not going to drop back that much. Probably mid to upper 60s is going to do it, not as cool as last night. And then tomorrow, you'll see the difference here. Long Island stays kind of cool. Highs only maybe around 80, maybe only 70s. Well, parts of Jersey are pushing close to 90. And I'm guessing that's because there's going to be more sunshine over there. And more of that southwesterly flow over the land, whereas the southerly flow for us is over the water. And then for Monday, Monday could be a little bit warmer. We could see temperatures more into the mid-80s, perhaps. Let's go look at the cloud cover. RGM. Come on. So here is the RGM model, and you'll see here plenty of clouds tomorrow. But you see some breaks, particularly in the afternoon, and that could help destabilize things. For Monday, less clouds. That's why it's going to be warmer, I think. And we will go to the smoke models now. Which I know we didn't put, but I think that the smoke will be getting on out of here. I'm just going to look at the near surface smoke, and we're just going to run this latest model. I think that once that deep southerly flow comes in, I think it's going to get rid of a lot of it. There could be a little bit of it around, but I think that a lot of it it's starting to dissipate a little bit. All right, but it may be back. It's not going to be completely gone, but definitely it won't be to the point of having hazardous air quality. Let's look at the storm threat. Obviously, we have that enhanced risk in the small area in southern Illinois. But let's go to the convective outlook for tomorrow, because they have the slight risk for southern New Jersey, and that's again where it's hotter. So there's going to be more instability. But you see, they've got us and a marginal risk. So we'll have to watch again to see what kind of severe weather we have. If we go to the Ventus sky here, we'll go and look at the Cape levels as we head into tomorrow, July 2nd, and you'll see here that there are some good Cape values over Jersey. Actually, very good Cape values over Jersey. Not so much Long Island. And again, that southerly flow, the stable marine air kind of protects Long Island, whereas Jersey is going to roast. And yeah, some really good Cape levels over Jersey. Look at this Toms River. Really got some very good Cape levels. But we're not going to see any of that over Long Island at all. So that's the thing. So any storms that could form might die out, but they might not. You know, it's hard to predict what's going to happen. It all depends on the movement of the storms. But if they're moving from south to north, which, you know, it all depends on how much movement you're going to get. Lifted index is a little more impressive here. A little more impressive. But again, best chances are over Jersey. But it all depends on what's going to happen. We go to wind speed and we go above the ground here. And we look at the winds above the ground here, which let's go to 5,000 here. All right, there is a westerly flow. So that would have a tendency to push the storms from west to east, which is what we need. We don't want the south to north movement or the southwest to northeast movement, because that's just going to keep them to the west. So we'll have to see what happens. It could be some, you see here, 500. You see there's a little bit of wind shear, too, a little bit of wind shear there as well. So that's why we have to watch for that severe risk. And again, the best of that's going to be over Jersey, because again, if we go back to the surface here and look at the temperatures, you'll see here at 2 o'clock, you'll see Long Island will be, well, it still has us up into the low 80s, but Jersey's going to be a lot hotter than that. Clouds, it's showing a lot of clouds, but these could be mostly of the high variety, probably. Yeah, mostly of the high variety, not of the low variety. So the sun will probably shine through these clouds and provide some heating. We'll have to see, but just pay attention tomorrow. Look at the radar, because we do have the potential for some marginal risk for some severe thunderstorms. Best chance is going to be Jersey south of the Raritan. That's where it's going to be hot. That's where we're going to have the most instability. So Ocean County, Monmouth County, Atlantic County, Burlington County, that general area looks like it could be the sweet spot for some severe weather tomorrow. We'll have to see if we can get in on it here on Long Island. I know that it's been very disappointing this year. We haven't had much action at all. And, you know, a few teases here and there, and this month's just been kind of boring. But we'll see we'll see what happens as we head into July. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.